Hello, hello.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Telling It Like It Is. My name is Jade Alberts, the founder of Peer Guidance. We're a purpose before profit group that love helping everything from growth to mental health to just if you need somebody to talk to, that's what we're here for. And scrolling across the bottom is Founders Coffee. It's a place that was started 8 years ago. It's just another place to meet like-minded people. Come, talk. You know, we're all in this together, and it's not an easy journey, which we will be talking about today. But let's get into it. I am with Joanna, one of the founders of Taste the City. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing really well, Jay.
And I just wanted to say that this is my first time or second time ever doing it live. We're at Platform. It's Innovation Week. Let's talk about you being one of the top 10 companies in Alberta.
Oh my gosh. It's been a little bit wild, to be honest. I didn't really expect how much attention that it might garner. I, to be honest, have been walking into things and like being called onto stage as I'm rolling in a little bit late from one thing to the next. But it's been like, I really am good with impromptu. So I've been really rolling with it. Did funny enough have somebody another founder, and they were talking to me, and like my big push is always that LinkedIn's a little boring, no offense. But like we need some more entertaining content. And then he goes and we were talking, and I dropped the line, like, we're going to be in 1,000 cities in 24 months. And he goes and he looks at me, he's like, were you on my LinkedIn feed drinking wine in the street somewhere? And I was like, oh yeah, that was me. I'm so glad you saw it. Because I actually said that same thing and was thanking for going on a trade mission and into the UK. So anyways, welcome to my live.
Well, I 100% live, and on LinkedIn live. And LinkedIn is boring because it's for real. Like, it's just for business. It's not fun like IG or I mean, I love my TikTok. And even before we launch, I say, hey, when I'm looking over here and we're running LinkedIn on my phone, I'm like, I'm not on TikTok. I'm not over here, even though I really want to be. Yeah. Because it's way more fun of a platform.
Well, but it's so interesting that actually there's such an opportunity for people to stand out on LinkedIn right now if you have entertaining content that you can rope back into a professional atmosphere. So for example, when I put my co-founder in the trunk of a car tied up, but then I talked about and started a conversation about how we have crucial conversations as co-founders. So,
No, it is very crucial to have these conversations, right? And again, Platform, they do such a great job. They're a tech center. If you are listening, put any questions out there that you do have. If you're watching us after, put them in there with Joanna or myself can answer anything after the fact as well. But I love Innovation Week because it's such a celebration. It's such a, we work so hard. Some of us put our head down. I see entrepreneurs that I haven't seen since last Innovation Week because they're working. It's hard. It's hard to get out. We were talking about family and how hard it is sometimes to spend time with our kids. I have practice tonight with our youngest Grayson. I'm missing a couple events because I don't like missing things with my girls and things along those lines. So, and you just said it, it's like a therapy, it's something that you have to learn to balance as an entrepreneur. So with you saying you're going to be in 1,000 cities in 2 years, how is that going to roll?
So we actually lean on local partnerships. So based on our product is always about how local food culture really helps support the cultural resiliency of a city. Like, it's so important that we support our local restaurants and find ways that we can help people explore and support those local places, but also create street vibrancy, walk around your neighborhoods, reconnect with places. So our product digitally guides people to hop around between restaurants. So essentially you would pick your neighborhood, pick your start time, you get a text message where to go, you show up at the restaurant, they give you food, and then after about 30, 40 minutes, you get a text message where to go next, all prepaid per gratuity. So we can go in. So like, for example, we're going to go and expand into the UK in January, which is wild. I know, but it's happening. Everybody loves food. Everybody loves talking about their favorite restaurants. And when you go into these communities, you find people that are already connected to their local food communities, food bloggers, people looking for ways to actually like really support and help kind of those routes. People get really excited about creating their own routes. So we need to find 1,000 people around the world who love being in their cities, love the food culture in their cities, and want to build routes. And then through that, we have like an ownership model that they gain ownership over time based off of milestones that they hit when they sell certain tastings. And that's how we get into 1,000 cities around the world in 24 months, is leaning on people, because business is about people, people, and people. And people are about food.
food is such a, such a connector. Like one of the things that I loved is we had our dinner club, and I'm sure lots of people have dinner clubs, right? Until our kids got older, and then all of a sudden all the sports and things like that took over. But that's something that Kath and I talk about missing. We miss the time of going and sitting down with a group of 5 friends, and then we would travel. We went to Portland, we went to Nashville as groups, we went to Napa, right? And everything was based around food. And I don't want to say we've been friends for a long time, but food, like you said, it's that connector. It's just something that makes sure that, we spend that time with the people that we love and the people that we like.
Honestly, and food can bring people together across political lines, can bring people together, over everything. I always just say, like, when it comes down to everything, the important things are food and music. And like, you can really like connect with people over those 2 things, no matter what. And I see this at every pitch competition. Every time I'm in like an investor meeting with somebody and they're like, dropping terms and things like that. And I'm like, you know what? It's all a moot point, because after this conversation, you're going to come and talk to me about what your favorite restaurant is and that you want that on your route. Or if I'm in your city. And so like no word of a lie, everybody is so passionate about their food and their cities. And this is kind of one of the cultural things that we're tapping into.
And I love that. And I think it's so important. And even as a business, it's important, right? So let's talk about, we talked about the passion. We talked about how it brings everybody together. Let's talk about the why. So, I mean, you and your co-founder, Melissa, she obviously couldn't join us today.
Yeah, sorry,
I sent you an invite. Hopefully you can join me in Toronto next week.
Yeah. But, he wants to eat. That's all. He's just
I like
trying to
eating.
get a free meal.
That's why I love Toronto too. Toronto has so many good little restaurants around.
Do you know what's actually interesting? And sorry to segue, but in Toronto, and what we found is, so like usually when we're researching how to onboard restaurants, we look for like 4-star plus Google reviews, and we look on Google Maps of like in a concentrated area. But Google Maps is not as accurate when you walk along the streets. So on Queen Street West, sorry, in Toronto, if I'm saying that wrong. There, like, I was trying to look at all of these restaurants and I had lists of all the things. And then when I actually took a walk or a drive down there, I was writing down like at least 30 different restaurants that weren't on Google Maps that were just actually there in location. You had to be there, which was so interesting and fascinating. So
well, some of them are so, like the restaurants, like there was one of my favorite Italian restaurants was called Kit Kat. You couldn't even find it. Like somebody had to tell you about it, right? That's why I love when I'm in San Fran or wherever I am, I go to the concierge and I'm like, what restaurants would you tell somebody to go to that nobody knows about, right?
Well, and that's why tapping into that local person that actually knows their community and knows those good like holes in the wall. I think that that's kind of the best thing to do is lean into the people, because AI can't taste yet. So
AI can't do a lot of things.
AI can't taste yet. I'm interested to know when they actually create the AI that can actually like do taste. I was talking with the Aramark people yesterday. They thought I was crazy, which most people do.
Crazy is good when you're an entrepreneur. So that kind of actually still leads into the same question. So obviously you have the passion. How did you come up with saying, hey, I want to do this? This, me and Melissa are going to do, like, we're going to have this, we're going to launch it. How's it going to work? Tell a little bit about your founding story.
Yeah, like, I don't think I can actually say enough how much I didn't believe that I could do this and that I could be this person. Tons of negative self-talk for a really long time. Was actually during COVID, was laid off from my job and was really devastated, and decided to go back to school to study urban studies. And when I was there, I was like, you know what? I am going to make every opportunity of every project. So one of the projects was how to revitalize Calgary's downtown. It was worth like 5% of my mark. It was like a 1-pager, but I like put all my effort into this idea of like how to create a giant game of Among Us, and like in like Pokemon Go style. And like City of Calgary ended up picking that up, introducing me to Platform. I started planning hackathons here. It was like $250,000 to build a video game, so I didn't do that. But I was really in this mindset of like how we can turn space into place using digital technology, and how can we guide people around and motivate them to explore and walk around their cities. And so while I was like in this kind of mind frame, I went to Italy, as one does in their studies. And in Italy, I decided to study local food culture. It was called Città Slow, which in the 1970s, there was this guy that was protesting McDonald's coming to Rome. So he like stood on the Spanish steps and ate spaghetti, which is like my favorite protest ever. We should do this more often.
It's a good protest.
And so I was really studying kind of this resiliency of local food. And when I returned, or when I was there, actually, I wanted to do a food tour, but it was like in the afternoon. It was with a guide. It was with a group. It was like 125 euros, but there was nothing that could really help me walk around and just like explore a few different places. So I came home, connected with a developer that I had met through Platform doing the hackathons here, and brought her on kind of what my vision was, like set up the menus and all the places and said, how can we digitize this? So, but then I needed probably about an original $25,000, which, like, no offense, Calgary, but nobody would give me. And so, I luckily, and this is where I think there's a portion of privilege that comes in. I had an aunt who gave me the original $25,000, but I was so scared to ask her, like, oh my gosh, like this is so much money to ask somebody. And then she was like, oh yeah, I'll send it tomorrow. Like, it was like, I believe in you so much. And she is like heartwarming. Auntie Joe, you're honestly the best. We wouldn't be here without you. But built that $25,000 MVP, rolled it out and tested it out. And turns out there was a huge product market fit. People absolutely loved it. And now we've scaled to 7 cities across Canada, set to air on Dragon's Den November 13th, and going to the UK.
Before we go, there's one point there that, I don't talk about a whole lot on Telling It Like It Is here, but the family and friends, I've seen it not work. I've seen it work. I've seen it break up families. I've seen it break up friendships. So I just kind of want maybe share, like you said, it took you a little bit to ask your aunt for that money.
Yeah.
Kind of why did it feel that way? And I mean, obviously she said, yes, it's working out. Everything is great. But like, share a little bit of your anxiety on what that is, because it's a hard ask for family. And sometimes families don't understand. Like, if I give you, $25,000 and we lose it, I get it. I'm an investor. Mm-hmm. But sometimes family doesn't. And maybe their furnace breaks down and they ask for the money back. So let's just touch on that a little bit.
Well, it was a key component was that, like, she had money. So it was like, and one of my professors actually, because I do think actually women do this often where we don't, it's like we're nervous to ask for money, and like it's in a bit of like male bro culture. It's like, hey, I want to start this sports bar, and like all their buddies will give them like, here's $5,000, I'll give you $5,000. Like, it's nothing. But women, we don't do that as often. And even within families, I always want to make sure, like, anytime I took money from anybody, it was like this is not like your mortgage. Like, this is like, you actually have a cushion. Like, this is like, if you lose the money, because this is all an experiment. Yeah. And so making sure that I was putting that out there. But it was one of my professors that really showed me and highlighted. Oh, paused. Sorry, guys. Okay, here we go. We're back. So it was one of my professors that really highlighted to me how it seems like a lot of money to me, but it's not necessarily to somebody that has a lot of money. Yeah. And then also really starting to realize my human capital that I bring to the table. Like, I am worth $25,000. My like creativity and what I'm bringing to the table, my passion, my grit, like that is worth something. And it took me a while to get there and understand that. And I'm understanding it more and asking now for more money. Sorry, everybody.
that's
sorry, investors, you missed that. Now it's more expensive for you. But So it's I think that it's really important to just remember if you don't ask, you don't get. So why not ask? Yeah. But also make sure that they have enough money so that it doesn't put you in a precarious kind of position from a relationship standpoint.
Absolutely. Again, and thanks for sharing that, because again, I think it's just something important to bring up, and this is why I love the live shows. All of a sudden we answer a question, there's something different, we pivot a little bit. So now I want to kind of get back to the business. So you have this idea, you see it, you're passionate about it, you got a little bit of money now, and you're sitting there going, okay, I need restaurants. I've got somebody to build my tech. I got to go find some restaurants. How am I gonna promote this? How am I gonna get out there? This is not one of those. We're gonna go, we can just bang, 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 bang type thing. It's a little different. So let's share the start of it.
Yeah. So this is where I called my grade 1 bestie. I said, hey, let's do the damn thing. And she quit her job and joined me. No, she didn't quite quit her job right away, but I got her. Melissa and I wish she could join the call today. Melissa is having a crazy life at the moment. And so she can't be here, but we met when we were in grade 1. She moved away promptly in grade 2. We attached ourselves to each other. So we've been pen pals our entire lives. And never lived in the same city, but we have the same character, the same values. And so, but we're very different people, and she brings a huge marketing component. You've seen her. I know all my people right now on Instagram have seen my Melissa and absolutely love her, because she's just like, I think she's a genius, and like, she's just one of those really creative people that you actually like can't pay for the content that we really create. And that's been recognized. So it was a moment this year. So like, Melissa's motto always is let it cook. Because you're not like, when you create qualitative, really good content, it's not like, the industry wants to see the results of the sales the next day. But with content and brand building over time, I'm not selling you my product. We're selling a brand. We're creating brand love. We have lots of people that want to watch what we're doing. But that doesn't mean I'm sending you pans of food every day or like showing you my tasting. It means that we're interviewing you on whether or not you think hobby horsing is a real sport. And it's those moments with marketing and getting those eyeballs that now, a year later, when we were at Stampede this year, people were stopping us and being like, "Are you the Taste the City girls?" And we were like, "Oh my gosh, we have so made it." And we were going and putting up these posters, which is like one of my favorite video of like, "Jeff, you big cheater," with a QR code to our website, great guerrilla marketing. But we're like taping them to the poles on Stephen Avenue, and the police are right there. And we're like, "Oh my gosh, like, are we going to get in trouble? Like, are we like defacing property? Like, is this illegal?" We're like, not sure. And they keep watching us. And then they finally, they come over, and we thought they were going to get us in trouble. And then they're like, "Are you the Taste the City girls?" I almost died. I was like, and then because we had interviewed one of the police officers last year, and like, it was just like such a funny moment. So, I really think like we always promote this with content and stuff, that like, be a little silly, get those eyeballs, be some like unhinged, authentic selves. Like, if you ever encounter us, how we are online is very much so how we are in person. So we definitely stand out at a tech conference, that's for sure.
Well, absolutely. And I mean, obviously, as somebody who's exited, help sell a food company and grow it. And I never talk about this much of the side of it, but yeah, as you understand, I mean, I did all the POs, I did all the sales, I did all the marketing, I did all the inventory, I did everything, right? And you get it as a kind of a every penny counts type business.
Oh yeah.
And I did so many good things with marketing, and that was always a fun thing I loved about it, right? Yeah. It's like, okay, what are we going to do? I got in a fight with the Trailer Park Boys on Twitter back in the day, right? I got all over the radio stations.
Actually.
Oh, I mean, and there wasn't as many channels. There was only basically Facebook and Twitter back then, right?
Yeah,
so,
you could really dominate.
But it was, it was, and having Randy and Bubbles and Ricky and Julian and all I did, we would give them. I'd give them free hot dogs for their lunches, right? And then Sam Loss goes on there, we're arguing about the quality of Nathan's and things like that. And I actually got called into Nathan's in New York saying, "What are you doing?" Yeah. And they're like, "Because what you're doing is better than all 7 of us sitting across the table," right? Yeah. And it's just so authentic and so have fun. And again, I get that out of you guys and what you do. I when I watch it, I love it. And now it always pops up because I've watched so many of them. Yeah, we've got so many meetings.
We've hooked you in.
And it's like, oh, okay, I love what you're doing. I love the trunk one. I love it's just like so good. Man. So, again, you're banging on doors is the marketing that you've created, which has got you this following, which has made it easier. So I do want people to understand that, this is their banging on doors, knocking on doors, making calls. Hustling. It's just a little different way of doing it. And just because they're doing it this way doesn't mean you could do it this way. But it's trying to get out in front of the people. It's trying to make sure that you're there. So with this success. I would argue anybody can do it. So like a bunch of our stuff that we actually do, spend half an hour on TikTok a day, like spend 30 minutes as a founder, look through and copy things and recreate and what relates to my business and what can I actually copy. You don't have to recreate the wheel. Stuff is out there, and stuff that happens in New York City and we bring it to Calgary. It's like, we're usually 2 years behind them anyways. So there's like such a good opportunity to actually just recreate the content for your own network that's watching you in your areas. And that's kind of how you beat the algorithm in a certain manner. So my favorite phrase, research and copy. Because, copy. I mean, especially when we were in the food industry or any other industry, somebody has spent millions of dollars trying to testing it, doing it. And all we have to do now is put our own little spin on it. Yeah, on 100%. And I will always also talk about, and I have to say this to people on our social media, because we're doing our job really well when we put out this 30-second reel or this 1-minute reel and it looks like we're having like the best time of our lives, which we are. But like, I'm also carrying like 3 backpacks
snacks and like sweating profusely, and like Melissa's crawling on the ground to get the shot, and like it's been a 16-hour day. So people don't always see that. We do work very hard, and there's like in between writing emails and like responding and learning about convertible notes, and like, oh my gosh. The finance meetings are just like my favorite. So there's a lot going on, but we love the fact that I get responses from people saying like, it just looks like you're having the best time. I'm like, yes, that means that we're doing everything well on social media. This is easy. Everybody
Exactly. Well, again, I'm talking with Joanna here, one of the founders of Taste the City. The link is in the comment section. Please click on it. It'll take you right to their website. So let's talk about the process of it now. So I'm sitting there. I got a bunch of friends. What do I do?
Well, do you want to eat? Are you hungry?
I'm hungry. I want to eat. I want to eat.
Explore places?
Me and 5 of my friends want to go.
Your current options before I came along would be we'll all go to a restaurant, and then we'll all talk and forget to order, and then figure out what to order and how to split it and who's getting what, and makes it all complicated. And then if you want to go somewhere else, like, can we get a rezo with our group? So what we've done is created a convenience that doesn't exist. So you're going to take that group of people, you're going to book your tasting, and then everybody just shows up, and then they're provided with food. And then after a little bit, you get another text message and you go to the next spot, and you have drinks and food, and you actually have rezos everywhere that you go. And you visit 3 to 5 restaurants in walking distance. And it's all going to be sit down, 4-star plus. Usually you need a reservation, especially on a Friday or Saturday. And you're going to be able to get drink service.
And do you prepay?
Yeah, you prepay in pre-gratuity. So you can like literally just like walk out. It feels like such a VIP experience. I actually accidentally dine and dash quite often now because I forget that I, in fact, don't have to pay.
I didn't book this.
Oh, gosh. But also such a flex now because I have so many restaurants in Calgary. So when I go out to any of my restaurants, I can just say, oh, can you just like put it on my Taste the City tab? It's like, oh yeah, such a nice little flex there. Makes me look really cool, and I feel really cool in that way. But even when we were first starting, it's interesting because I think we kind of skipped over this, or I did. I was so scared to onboard restaurants. And when I first started, I was like, I would come in and be like, I'm this new tech company. No one would talk to me. No restaurants want to talk to a tech company. So to our restaurants, we are a marketing company. And to our investors, we are a tech company. But I would go in, switch my language, said we're a new dining experience. But I was like shaking. Matthew Beatty he's the COO of Teatro Group. And so like in there, like gave me a meeting, but I was like shaking. I was like so nervous, and ultimately he said no, but eventually said yes. But really there was like, I was split between 2 neighborhoods to find 5 restaurants. Yeah. I was split between Stephen Ave and 17th Ave because I really couldn't get people to understand the concept. And now in Calgary, we have over 35 restaurants on 5 different tasting routes and growing, and then are scaled across Canada. So we've really like finessed our sales process. And instead of now, when I go into a restaurant, I don't even say, I don't even explain our program. All I say is like, hey, I have a reservation for 4 people that are coming in. This is what I want you to feed them. Here's my credit card information. You're on the tasting route. They're going to be there for 45 minutes. And then they always say yes, because they always say yes to a rezo. And then I send the people. And then afterwards, I follow up with a restaurant and I say, hey, can I send you more rezos like this? They absolutely loved it and like would love to include you on the tasting route. And then that's a really great way for them to actually like see how easy it is for us to just integrate into how they already operate.
And I can't, again, I know restaurants, obviously it's hard to bring people in. It's hard. They got to be open now that they understand what you're doing and understand the process. And I'm sure now that you've got, 35 restaurants, 5 routes, and you go to Toronto or Miami or New York or London, it's saying, hey, it's working. Here it is. Look.
Yeah. Well, and again, like I literally for the restaurants am providing you with like your ideal client on a silver platter. It's people that want to explore food. It's people that are willing to pay a premium to actually like be able to have this like provide like curated experience. And the number one thing that our tasters say is this is a place I've never been before, and I'm going to be back to make a full reservation. So it's really a discovery. And that's why I tell the restaurants, like, this is a free service. All you need to do is serve them food well and charge me on the back end. And like, but it's a novel process because for a restaurant, their mind is to keep the person there as long as possible. Yeah. And I'm kind of breaking that concept a little bit of being like, we're going to turn the table over faster. I'm a reservation filler. You could seat them at the bar. You're going to know at least 24 hours ahead of time if they're coming in. Yeah. And usually we're getting like 2 tops. Like it's like couples going on date nights or groups
Okay,
of 4
okay.
girlfriends. If we do have corporate groups, and we're such a good corporate team builder because honestly, think about it. You go and you like sit down and you're accidentally beside like your boss or something. And like, then you have to sit there for 2 hours and behave yourself. Whereas we provide the opportunity for you to switch for 3 different times, switch who you're sitting beside, go and talk to somebody different in between, and it creates a natural icebreaker. So there's a plug right there.
Big plug.
Corporate team builders. Also, we do gift cards and coming up for but do you know, actually, segue. Sorry, I'm taking over.
Oh no,
the
this
show.
is what we're
Okay,
for.
okay.
It's your
Taking over
show.
the
It's your time.
But this is such an because I'm so excited about this new concept because it involves shopping. So Spruce Meadows, their Christmas market, which if you've never been is just like the most. I just like went and looked at the village yesterday and it was phenomenal.
I don't go just as like the wife and girls go.
But he should go this year because we have something for you. There's Miracle at the Meadows. There's a place to drink. Proof is actually recreating their like concept on.
I will go
site.
now.
Yeah, now Jade's there.
we got drivers
glad
now.
I told you. So we're doing these. So we're first of all we're doing like the 12 Tastes of Christmas, brings you around to all the different vendors for food and drinks to try them out. But we're also doing these mystery boxes. So it would be like if you want to buy a gift box or something, a gift basket, but that doesn't like feel like you did put any effort in, or you want it to be like more local stuff because like gift baskets sometimes aren't like all with their local items. So you would sign up for a mystery box. You go on site, we give you the box, the physical box, and then you walk around. We guide you to which vendors. It's all been pre-curated. So we've picked out our favorite items and that you would get them to build your box. And then you can wait till Christmas to find out what's inside or like just gift it to somebody. And so it's going to be a really interesting, we're going to see if there's product market fit there, but I'm like excited about all the things that we've picked in the box. So if you want to buy me a gift, go and buy the Spruce Meadows mystery box for women. The luxury one, actually, that would be great. I appreciate presents. I
think you just made my Christmas shopping easy.
There you go. There you go.
Kath, you're not watching. If you do, turn it off.
And then you're going to end at Miracle at the Meadows. So like you bring your girls, like they're going off shopping. You do your like secret mystery box and then you go sit at the Meadows and then you go and like actually like have a drink and hang out there. So
I love it. I love it. So now, we've got it. You've launched it. You're out there. You just did a trade, you just did the TAP program. Big shout out to them.
Yeah.
They do such a great program. I should have their website up there. Trade Accelerator program run by CED. They help people expand across the world. So if you're at that point in your journey, please reach out to them. Rochelle, Shona, they're unbelievable people.
Rochelle's your pickleball buddy.
She's
right?
my pickleball partner.
Stealing her. I'm actually going to meet her in New York on Friday.
No stealing her for pickle. You can have her for everything else, not pickle.
Rochelle's mine now. So sorry. But no, I agree. Like TAP was honestly, it opened huge doors for us. And going on a trade mission is actually like, I was like, do I really like, it's not a hard sell. Like, okay, I'm getting a grant to go, and those types of things. But it was honestly like so helpful for entering into a new market. I didn't think that we'd walk away being in an incubator in the UK. And now we're launching a sandbox kind of experiment with our MVP in Shrewsbury. Everyone in Canada will know what Shrewsbury is by the end of this because that's where we're going to kind of launch for our first stop in the UK.
I love it. In
January.
January. Woo. Well, let's talk about what's next. So now, we've kind of did a little bit of that. We're going to the UK. So maybe we go a little farther down the road. Like what's your next 2 to 5 year plans with Taste the City?
Yeah. Well, we talked about the fact that we're going to be doing as many routes as possible. Yep. So get those and like work on those partnerships. But then there's a huge data component to this of like how we can actually learn from our customers of how they want to have convenient digital guidance when they're exploring cities, really leading into like what their likes are and what there aren't. Because like, wouldn't it be cool if at the end of like your tasting route, when you said yes or no to certain places, it like understood who you are? Because like food is really a key component about who we are as people. I have a BuzzFeed quiz I can send you afterwards, but which
I did that one. Yes, I did do it.
Which food item are you?
Oh my God, I'd have to. Melissa sent it to me. I can't remember which one.
Gosh.
And I was angry, so I did it again, and it came back the same.
And it kept
too many vegetables on this. It can't be me.
It was so funny. I was ice cream, and so ice cream is
a
just
boring
like
sandwich or something.
everybody loves me, and if children don't have me around, they cry. Like it was like definitely a fun one. But food, I thought, anyways, full circle back to kind of where we plan to go is it would be really great if it understood recommendations beyond that, and then also going from a white label perspective of working on like festivals and how we can guide people in those places, because we just keep it simple. I think with wayfinding, and even these types of like digital guidance tools in the past, everyone has made it like gamified, and nobody wants that. Like, and maybe some people want that. But like I personally, like I already have enough stimulation in life. I don't need to find gems in certain places and do all the stuff. Like if it automatically maybe found them and then gave me free coupons, maybe that would be great.
Yeah.
But I really just want you to tell me where I need to be and when. And I don't even want to choose the food. Like if you could just give me delicious things. And that's the thing, is that like, it's also about having this like curated experience. Like we're like, even with the mystery boxes, like trust our taste, because we actually know what we're talking about, know what your wife's really going to like in her mystery box, but also like know what food is really great, and where to go and guide people. So I think that I envision it being like, on TikTok, when they go like, come for a day with me in Calgary, that you can actually just press shop now and get that digital guidance. So that's the vision.
Well, we have last week's guest here, right?
Krista! Oh my gosh. Okay. Like,
hey, so why don't we, we'll ask here, right? Well, just instead of going to our last question here, we'll just quickly jump in here for Krista. And thank you for coming on last week. It was good. We had reached 17,000 views. It was an awesome conversation, as is this one. So why don't you answer this question?
Okay, so the question is, huge fan. Can you share any early turning points where you really knew you were onto something? This is like a twofold answer, because Krista, actually, I've like fangirled after you for so long. So actually, when you started commenting on my LinkedIn stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, I've made it. So it was like full circle moment. But I think when I really knew that we were onto something was when people were recognizing us at Stampede this year. And like new early stage, like we had product market fit early, but you start to wonder, like, was that like a one-off? And like, you can really get in your head as a founder. Is it going to work in these other cities? And then like same with the marketing, because it's not linear and direct. Like, hey, we posted this video and we got like 2.8 million views, and the next day we got $1 million in sales. It's like, it takes time to cook. And so once it took time to cook, and now we got like, Square Canada paid us so that we could do girl dinner videos and stuff like that. So we're getting like different traction and different revenue streams in different areas. But being recognized last year on the street during Stampede was just like a moment that I was like, okay, it's freaking working.
I know it's funny because and then I like when they say don't eat alone, never eat alone, right? I like eating alone. I like eating with my boss. It's my time for me sometimes. But I'm out with the girls, and we could be at Market Mall or Chinook or somewhere. It doesn't matter. I always have people, hey Jade, hey Jade, hey Jade. Grayson would be like who don't you know?
Who don't you know?
Who don't you run into that you don't know? And I mean, because I have so many different between sports and hockey and all my job and all the things I did, right? It's something, and I enjoy that. And I always have a nice conversation, nice little catch up, and then it's like, okay, Dad, let's go. Come on. Let's go. I got a shot.
Stop it. I gotta go.
Oh, here's a card.
Stop
Just go,
talking.
Grayson.
Stop talking. Yeah, no, it's
so that's awesome. That's an awesome moment.
So when you drink, you have to like go other places now. You can't drink in Calgary in public.
Well, I've got new restaurants, 35 new restaurants to try here.
Oh yeah,
shortly.
there we go. Exactly.
I always love these conversations, and I'm always sad when they come to an end. And I really appreciate you coming on here, and I've been a fan of what you guys have been doing, and I always have the same last question of my 400-ish interviews. And I thought I would be done after like 5 or 6 questions because, I'm going to hear them all. Like, the answer is going to be the same, but they're never the same. So if you had one piece of advice for a startup or an entrepreneur, what would that be?
Interesting. One piece. That's really tricky.
I know. The one piece is hard.
Yeah, the one piece is hard. To be honest, like my most helpful piece was to lean into that I can actually do it. Like I have a motto from Auntie Jo: healthy, wealthy, wise, lucky, loved, and mentally well. And there is something in saying that every day, believing that even when you don't really believe it. And like you have moments where of fear and like failure and like negative self-talk. Healthy, wealthy, wise, lucky, loved, mentally well. Continue to say that to myself and believe that you're lucky. I think that that's like a huge component. They've done studies on this actually with people with luck, that they had a group that didn't believe they were lucky and a group that believed they were lucky. And they put a newspaper in front of them. And every single one in the lucky group realized on page 2, it said, you're lucky, you've won, move on. And everyone that thought they were not lucky moved past it. So luck, there is a component where you think you're lucky and you actually look for luck, and you find it in certain places. So I'm a huge believer in that, and just continuing to have that healthy self-talk to yourself and like, just keep doing it. You just got to keep doing it.
Okay, got to keep doing it. I love that. I don't think anybody in 400 episodes have said luck, and this is why I ask. And it gets my brain. It gets my brain spinning because I truly believe I am lucky. I'm lucky. Yeah. Everything I did, I own because I'm very straightforward. I'm very honest. I'm very telling it like it is.
Yeah.
And the reason I became an entrepreneur was pure luck.
Yeah.
Because I said something that probably no one else would say in a hockey world. When I was introduced here and I met Cam Christensen, I didn't know who he was, and they own a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I was like, when he's like, I'm working at the Dub, and there's a scout, and they bring their GM, they're starting to launch in the Drumheller Dragons, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to help you because I don't like the vision. You got to be sitting, this is you're going to be sitting in there and kids, recruiting kids, 16-year-old kids. The dad's going to be saying, yeah, go talk, see you at your next game. And the mom's going to be, well, what about the food? What about the billet? What about the schooling? What happens if this is your brand? This is your family. You have to think about it that way. And if you're not thinking about it that way, I don't want to be part of that. And I hadn't even got my, back, this is 24 years ago. I had to go get a new cell number because Sask, you're trading, you just can't switch your number. And
all the days
and then
giving up your phone number.
And then I'm getting my cell. I haven't even given my cell number to my wife yet. And my phone rings. Like one person has it, Dwight, God rest his soul. And all of a sudden, hello? Hey, Jade, Cam Christensen. I go, hey, Cam, how's it going? He goes, do you talk like that to everybody? I said, yeah, I just tell it like it is. Like,
yeah.
He goes, I phoned your bosses. You're my new rep for everything. We're going to do great things together. Can you be in Drumheller tomorrow?
Yes, I can.
100%.
Yeah. And this is like following the energy a little bit. So like, I'm on a bit of a wild ride right now. And like, I'm got an opportunity for a free trip to New York this weekend to meet with some pretty important investors. And it's a kind of a wild thing for me to go and do because I'm still on Paris time from when I got in on Thursday. And I have been literally running this entire week. But sometimes you just have to follow that. That's lucky. How is that not lucky that I have a free trip to New York?
Thank you.
To go and meet investors and meet some advisors and actually potentially set up a tasting in New York City. So, but I was looking for that luck always, and always telling myself that no, it's going to happen because it's lucky. And every time we think we can't get in somewhere, this isn't going to work out, we're like, no, it's going to work out. It's lucky. We just walk in as if we're lucky and then usually get into places. So,
and I say hard work creates luck.
Oh gosh.
Let's just
I am maybe one of the hardest working people in the city.
Exactly.
There is you definitely can't just be I'm lucky and everything will happen. Because it is a matter of looking for it.
100%.
And you have to bring that energy to the table.
100%.
So I have one question for you actually.
Ooh, okay.
So this is a very important one. If you had to choose only one food genre to eat for the rest of your life, what food genre would you choose?
So food genre,
like Japanese, Italian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Italian or Greek.
Ooh.
I'm going Greek.
Oh yeah, you got
Greek. I'm better Greek. Change it right away. I can't
you.
even believe I love Greek food. Right? I just love Greek.
Japanese food for me.
Just is it?
Sushi and takoyaki and gyoza. Give me all of it.
I don't eat vegetables, so it's I have to be very careful.
What about fish though? You eat fish.
Well, fish is not a vegetable.
Yeah, exactly. So you could eat sushi. Sushi doesn't have
I want my food cooked though.
What is?
So I like Kinjo. They got the deep fried hot California rolls.
Everybody loves Kinjos. Kinjos is it really truly is the best.
It gets everybody. You get your magic steak. You can.
Oh, the magic steak.
And that dipping sauce.
Yes. And that dipping sauce.
I don't know what it is.
That is honestly the best deal in the city for steak with the steak sauce. Because you would go to you have to go to Japanese Village and get the guy to make it to get the steak sauce. I am literally at Japanese Village as a like just to get the sauce.
Oh, I agree.
Like,
I agree. We can talk food all day. That's for sure.
Sorry, guys. Well,
No.
my people are here for food. They're
Well,
wanting
exactly. That's
recommendations.
exactly. And everyone's here for food today. But again,
Yeah.
Joanna, thank you so much for coming on,
Yeah.
sharing your story. I've been a fan. I love what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
I hope that you guys tomorrow, if you haven't, the launch parties here at Platform, come in. There's 10 great companies. Taste the City is one of them. I don't want to say that Taste the City is better than all of them, but they're all good. They're all good. You got Tom, you got Jason, you got God, there's so many good ones.
Well, I'm also going to do a plug for ourselves because the tickets are going to sell out. So my people that haven't bought your watch party tickets for Dragon's Den Live, because the episode airs November 13th, but we're doing a live viewing at University of Calgary. They're going to pull out the stops. They're going to feed us. We're going to have blooper reels. Melissa and I are going to be there doing discussions and answering questions. So if you want to come meet us, if you want to ask questions or just be a part of the magic, but tickets are limited and it's about to go out to all the UFC faculty. So go on to our webpage, tastethecity.ca, go book your tasting, and then you'll find the watch party link there.
And I'm going to be in Toronto.
I know, you're going to be so sad. That's why Melissa's actually going to be here.
I know, so yeah.
Going to be able to,
that's okay. I was like, you guys wanted to learn a little bit about crypto you've been talking about. So here's your chance,
That's
Melissa.
a good story
Too bad.
for our future podcast that we can't actually release for about 2 years, is we have some really good investor VC stories. So wait for 2 years, follow us, and then when we've made it, we can release all of our wild stories.
Exactly.
In this wonderful world of venture capital.
Again, thanks, Joanna. Taste the City in the comment section. Click on it. You'll be able to go there. It's Founders Coffee. Again, a good place to come meet like-minded people. Just, fellow entrepreneurs, have a little chin wag with them and just let loose. It's a safe zone, vulnerable zone. Okay. So again, thank you very much. Congratulations about, your episode next week on Dragon's Den. We'll see you tomorrow at the launch party. And I do hope that you do win. I put a post out there on LinkedIn. I thought it was very fun spin on it. I got some funny laughs from it.
Okay,
anyway,
good.
I used every single company to see if you could see who I voted for.
Actually, before we go, because I need to tell this story, because Jade, the first time he ever met me I was hosting a hole at a golf tournament.
Yes.
And I made you do a fit check, and he did the best hair flip that I've ever seen. And it's on LinkedIn if you want to go find that video.
Oh, you got to go.
The slow motion. Oh, man.
You slowed it down.
And
that was a good one.
I met you as an advisor. I was like, I know you. You're the hair flip guy. So
I can't cut my hair anymore.
Full circle.
No one will know who I am.
Oh, so good.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I hope everybody enjoys the rest of the Wednesday. We'll see you at launch party. Joanna, thank you so much. Yeah. And we'll have a great day, everybody.